feel like there's like time stands still, 444, as I start this this reading here. So I have a King of Cups kind of at the center point here. I feel like this King of Cups may have explored options, okay, tried to find balance. It's like when you're up, you're up, you're down, you're down. I feel like there's some sort of downswing at this time. I feel like it has something to do with like living within like the shadow self, and feeding the shadow. And there is something here when it comes to like a friendship, a association, maybe you know of each other but don't know each other directly, or this could be somebody that you used to have like a relationship with, or this is also can be like somebody who knows maybe your family, or someone you had a family with too. But I feel like this is kind of like it's one of these cups. So this is like 8 cups. All right. So that's a lot of like energy coming in and out. Okay. So whoever this King of Cups is, he's spreading the cups everywhere. Okay. And I feel like 6 of those cups used to maybe associate with you in some way. So I feel like you had a past relationship. And then I feel like they may have juggled you and added other cups to the mix, right? Because we've got 8 cups right here. So maybe this person feels like they owe you some sort of an apology or some sort of admission, or they want to be playful, maybe joke about it, like water under the bridge, yada yada, like remember all the good times, yada yada. I feel like this person is like legit in lying. I feel like this person lies for like a living. All right. I feel like this is not someone that's trustworthy. I feel like, you know, there's a reason why they're looking over their shoulder. I feel like this is this like wanting to take from others, okay? But maybe not doing the work themselves. So there's like wanting to be like, this is like opportunist energy here. I feel like somebody is going to like lie, slander, and defame like why they're in situations that they're in at this time. I feel like they have a lot of karmic debt going on, a lot of lessons going on, and they want to escape this. They don't want to deal with this. They don't want to deal with their problems. Okay, so they're trying to like see if there's a better option. And I feel like they're trying to go where the money's at. All right. So heads up to those who might be dealing with somebody from the past, okay, that would kind of fit into this description. I feel like the answers you need are coming. So there might be some communication, full moon in Gemini. You're being asked to step out of your comfort node. I feel like you're heading in your north node. I feel like you're somebody who has a lot of wisdom or has gained a lot of wisdom through this process. I feel like, you know, this helped to ignite something within you. I feel like you're very in tune and in touch, and, you know, you do see things as miracles or have had miracle type experiences. And then you have made a really difficult situation here. It's kind of like this Page of Cups, right? Like, you know, you have a fish in a cup. Like, you could make some soup with that, or you could dump it out and, you know, waste the water and the fish. I feel like someone made lemonade out of a really shitty situation. And I feel like because they made lemonade and everybody's drinking it and everybody likes the lemonade, I feel like this person is bent out of shape. Okay, and then wants to circle the block. Okay, that's what's going on here. And I feel like somebody's options, you know, might be affected at this time. So we're going to get a little bit more, but that's just the first deep dive. Okay, let's see. Let's go with this. We'll do one more round of this. All right, let's do the 8 of Pentacles. What's this telling us? I feel like there's been a lot of hard work. I feel like this is like a you versus a them. This is a them. Like you made something out of this. I feel like you've grown, right? There's something that you mastered here. And I feel like their efforts haven't really panned out into anything. So I feel like there's this competition here. Okay. And that is like 6, 7, 8 pentacles. So this is about like what you do and how you do and your finances and your appearances and this, you know, what kind of car you're driving. Like this is this person's concerns, I guess. They want to appear like they have it all together. In fact, like they're jealous that you have it together and the fact that they do not. They don't want people to see this. I feel like there's something being hidden. There's like indulgence too. So that's interesting. I feel like you've gone through a lot of growth and development, and maybe this person's been like not really focusing on getting and becoming a better person. All right, there is a bit of like sabotage. Maybe they sabotage this. I feel like you're moving away from this. You're looking towards peace. You're not looking to keep, you know, anything going on this direction. Yeah, you're going in a different direction. Okay. Yeah, look at Ace of Cups. Yeah, I feel like you may have like shown this person what love is and they didn't take it to heart or they took it for granted and so you left and you're going to go find it elsewhere because you know it exists. You're being led, divinely led. And you know deep down that like this exists, you are this, okay? I feel like there's a big realization that like you are this. You are the cup of love that you seek. Like everything is within you, right? It's like the all right? Beautiful. So you're like, I'm out. Peace. Sayonara. Yeah, I feel like this is just firm, really firm boundaries. For anyone who thinks that like they can come any kind of way you're in your direction, like that's not going to end well for them. There's definitely discernment here, I would say. You know your situations, you know your specifics. This is, you know, collective in nature and a nice happy ending, let's go with. So just stay firm in your boundaries and convictions and the decisions in your life. Like, you know, you're responsible for your, you know, your decisions. So make sure you use your discernment. Always ask why. Okay? Look at Two of Cups. Yeah, somebody juggled it like a soulmate energy. Like, seriously? Yeah. So it's kind of like what goes down, what must, it's like what goes up must come down, right? It's like the law of rhythm here. I'm getting like there could be new commitments coming together, new partnerships coming together as balance is being restored here. I feel like this is kind of like Lady Justice or someone who kind of like reports up, right? Has the ability to connect above the earthly realm. So there could be some sort of like, there could have been like some sort of judgment made here. Maybe you're somebody that when people come across, they're held to account, right? Like everything's like anything spoken, written, you know, kind of energy. Yeah, because I do feel like, you know, there is this balance here, this cause and effect here. So I feel like that's 2-2 as well, right? Like 2 cups, 2 pentacles. So yeah, I feel like there might have been like a contract here that had to be like canceled or null and voided. Yeah. Interesting. Could have something to do with like a Queen of Wands too in the bottom of the deck. All right. What's this? All right. So yeah, they're in this kind of like despair energy, maybe feeling like really in the shadow. So there could be like a dark night of the soul going on right now, or some sort of like depression. I'm getting like some heaviness, and that's sad because, you don't want anyone, in this energy. So let's pray for them. Let's hope that, like, they find what they need to find, so that, yeah, I feel like there's a need to kind of go within and find what they need to find. Yeah, I feel like there's protection here. There's some sort of authority here. I feel like there's this illusion. Look at. So we have I think isn't the moon Cancer energy? Pisces energy, water energy. And then we have the Six of Cups. So water sign energy is prevalent here. But I'm also getting like there's this like choosing a different path, right? And there's this realization for this person that I'm picking up on, is that like there's going to be some sort of clarity that they chose the path that they're on. It's almost like they had a choice. They made a free will choice to choose the path that they're on. Okay. And so there's this like also, choosing, to listen to your intuition, or you choosing to listen to like your earthly desires. Like there's the battle going on here. So they could be going through like some shadow work stuff, or that might be coming up for them, or even like their childhood might be coming up for them right now. But that could be for the sake of like visiting some painful memories and feelings and emotions. I feel like this person maybe doesn't deal with their emotions, and it kind of like manifests and presents in difficult relationships. So I feel like, if anything, there could be things that, there could be like understanding here. They could kind of like see the bigger picture, see a higher perspective here. I feel like this isn't your business. This isn't for you to learn. This isn't for you to heal. This isn't for you, right? That's like the discernment. All of these empty cups and, shadow energy, confusion, illusions, like all of that shadow. I'm getting like it doesn't belong to you. It belongs to them. And I feel like they have to be responsible for this. And I feel like there's somebody who likes to like give it to other people almost. So this is for them to figure out. Okay. And there is some inner childhood, stuff to deal with here. But I feel like everybody has like their own experience of that to some degree. And it either can make you or break you. And I feel like that's the decision here that this person needs to make. Are you going to let everything that you've experienced in life break you? Or are you going to do something with it? Are you going to be a better person because of it? I feel like there's this like conscious choice, decision, and inspired action that might be triggering this person. So, right, 3 3s could be relevant. I do feel though someone got themselves caught up. Look at 3 3 3 and the Knight of Wands. So someone is, there's some sort of connection here or commitment, okay, that may have outside individuals involved. There could be separation now. There could be breakup, heartache, betrayal, stuff done that probably shouldn't have been done for the sake of pain and suffering is what I'm getting. I feel like someone, is going to have to stand their ground for, what they participated in here. And then there's the authority here. I feel like, and no one's getting away with shit is what I just heard. Okay? No one's getting away with shit. No, like it stopped now. This is like a block, like a stop sign. Yeah, stop sign. How you doing? That's funny. Knight of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like there's like some serious stuff going on right now. Wow. And then the Devil, and then the Emperor. Wow. Wow. All right. We're going to leave it at that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to just shut it down. Let's see what's on this deck. I feel like you're focused on service and helping those who need clarity to find it, receive it, and then go within, right? I feel like there's a need for people to trust themselves more. So you might be helping others. And I feel like, you know, someone feels maybe a bit of rejection. So, you know, understanding that like those are their feelings and their responsibility. You know what I mean? People have to be responsible for their own feelings and if they create from it too, right? Like this energy feels super rejected. Right, it officially came out. All right, so they may be like having like hallucinations or feeling like, you know, they've done something to kind of like cross over. Maybe this is a bit of like what they sent out is being returned, I'm getting. But I don't know. I feel like somebody, complacency. Yeah. Okay. So there's, yeah, I feel like there's, you know, energy of being complacent and not responsible for anything. And I'm getting that like there's been a lot here. So I feel like there is a need for acknowledgement. I feel like you listen to your instincts, which is beautiful. I love this. I feel like you have gratitude to also your spiritual team, your all your animal friends, and just like how beautiful it is to like tap into ancestor energy and stuff like that, and just the gratitude, the love. I feel like you're doing things from a place of love. You're not doing it from a place of like, you know, trying to take advantage of others. I feel like there's this world beyond, okay? And I feel like you're discovering it, and you're kind of like a window, okay? And I feel like this is a bit of peekaboo. So, you know, if you see spirits or interact with other dimensions, realms, planes of existence, then you kind of know what this card means. And so that's pretty cool. I feel like, you know, people will eventually show you who they are. So when they show you the first time, pay attention. All right, people will forever try to figure you out, and they're not going to be able to figure you out. And you're totally okay with that. Like, you do not care. All right? Yeah, I feel like people are experiencing confusion and grief because maybe what they held so high and mighty is no longer high and mighty. So maybe balance is being restored. Maybe there's some sort of like karmic justice or actual justice playing out right now. Maybe someone could be affected, like their physical, like their home, their car, their business, their job type stuff. I feel like there's balance being restored here. Wow. I like this deck. This is a cool deck. It's called the Chakra deck. Renewal, passion, joy. We saw those earlier. Wow. Listen, I feel like someone's past lover has been competing with them this whole time, thinking that would get them jealous, or that would get you jealous of whatever they've been doing. Feminine, masculine, it doesn't matter. And I feel like you have had your back to the whole situation and don't care about whatever's been going on. And because you don't care, all their efforts have literally amounted to nothing, because they did it for the intention of, one, hurting and harming you, but also to make you jealous of them because they're envious of you. How sick and twisted is that? Like, that's like, and so you're protected from any kind of effort, any kind of way coming your direction. Okay? They have to deal with their own emotional baggage that doesn't belong to you. Like any kind of contracts they entered in, any kind of like soul ties that they've made out of their own like desires, that's their responsibility. You have something new coming in, and that is like what's fair and what's just. So keep it moving. There's nothing new here. Same old, same old. Breadcrumbing. All right. Stay focused on what you got going on because you figured it out. So you're closer. You're on point, right? You understand. You got the memo. You got the memo. I feel like you mastered some sort of skill and it's paying off. So all your hard work's paying off. And whatever's been going on behind you, behind your back, is really none of your business because it's not really going to affect you, okay? But I feel like this is your awareness, like, you know, I feel like, you know, keep staying devoted to what you're being called to focus on. When Spirit says focus on this or read this or, you know, make space for this because they want to bring something new in. I feel like this is about like also being able to adjust, right? Sometimes we get into a pattern and we stay, right? I feel like sometimes it's hard to like see what else is out there if we don't like take a chance. So I'm going to get a little bit more on that. 1 second. Let's see. The 3 of Wands. What's that? 3 of Wands. The Queen of Cups and the Lovers. Page of Pentacles. Page of Cups. Okay. So we have a lot of water on the table here. We have Gemini energy. We have Gemini season. We have look at the answers you need are coming. Gemini season. All right. I feel like, you know, the energy here is very fluid, very conscious, very aware, in like very flowing. Like even through all 3 cards, there's a lot of flow. They like flow through. Interesting. I feel like this, let's see who this is. Who's this Page of Cups? Page of Swords. Somebody who is watching you. Maybe through a fake account. Yes. 7 of Pentacles. So it's that past person. Okay. Look at the 7 of Pentacles is them. Like, oh, you know, like I have a mess of a situation and I don't know what to do about it. This is that energy. Okay. Like it's time, like someone needs to get their shit together kind of energy. I feel like there is somebody like watching and possibly in their feelings. So there's that. I feel like this energy wants to be shady so that they can come towards you. I feel like they are liar, cheater, and deceiver, and you can't trust them. And let's see what's on the other side of this. What's on the Queen of Cups side? Who's this Queen of Cups? Okay. 4 of Wands. Look, 6 of Pentacles. Can you guys see this? Interesting. Someone's touching my head. Hello. Feel it. I feel like this Queen of Cups has her back to the situation in the past, like I was talking about earlier. Like, no interest in knowing, like, what's been going on with this person's life at all, okay? No interest. The back is to the situation. Like, it was what it was, and it is no more kind of energy, because the Queen of Cups is facing a totally new direction. Her cup's covered, so she's like discerning. She's like, not everybody gets access to me. She's, you know, looking and focused on stability, security, you know, celebrating the rest of her, you know, her life. Look at this High Priestess behind in the bottom of the deck here. What's under that? Yeah. She's, you know, she's moved past whatever that was and is creating a new life, and has created a new life, and is focused on using her experiences, her wisdom, her knowledge, her resources to help others along the path. There's something that was acknowledged, some sort of milestone, some sort of like graduation, certification, like a master, some sort of like up level, right? Something that required a lot of investment here. This cup is really big, right? And so not everybody deserves the full cup. So it's like, you know, you had to like go through some difficult relationships to really, you know, understand what all of that holds. And I'm getting a lot of like psychic energy, empathic, maybe like an empath, and really kind of like establishing some wisdom regarding that. I do have like some 1111 here energy, so I don't know if that's relevant for some of you. Yeah, okay, let's get some more. What else we got? The Chariot. Okay. So I'm getting like there was a decision, there was a free will choice somebody made. Look at the Moon. Wow. Huh. And there's a King of Wands here too. So the Moon tells me like there's this like almost like hidden agenda. Okay, I'm getting like there was this like cover up, hidden agenda, or someone was like hidden in plain sight. And what I'm getting is the reason why they were hidden in plain sight is because maybe they're called for something, and maybe they both were called for something. And maybe there was a bit of, like maybe someone went a different direction, right? Right. Whereas someone, you know, went this direction and is now, you know, in a position of service and assisting others, assisting humanity, and, you know, also like in the energy of giving and receiving and whatnot. And then in the center of this is the Chariot, and this really tells me about like, you know, what was the connection? What was the purpose of this dynamic? What's the story here? And it's telling me that like, you know, there's like a divine purpose here. There's a mission here. There's, you know, light body activation here. There's, you know, being able to travel as above, so below, so within, right? The whole shebang. Understanding like some very strong concepts, and, you know, there was a divine connection here that might have been kind of, you know, a different direction is what I'm getting. I feel like there was a choice that was made, and I feel like there's two paths to take, and there's two people, and they get to decide what path to take, what experience they want to have, right? because the Lovers does talk about choice, and it also talks about like divine guidance and the influence of divine guidance on our choices. And are we listening? Are we tuned in? Are we, you know, I feel like there was some definitely like shadow work done as it relates to this process. Okay, so I am getting like also like there was a soul contract here. Okay, I feel like this could have been a bit of like unrequited love, like someone didn't really have strong you know, there's like this immaturity too. Like I feel like that's kind of on both sides. Maybe someone had more love for the other, or somebody, you know, was there to kind of like show what love is to the other, is also what I'm getting. I'm getting like the Queen of Cups has a much bigger vessel. And I feel like this person doesn't really have a lot of experience being a page. And so in the area of love, emotions, feelings, like I feel like there was something learned or was meant to be learned, shared amongst the two of you. You may have been somebody to in this person's life to show them what love is. Unconditional love, okay? And maybe there was a bit of like not appreciating what that is. Interesting story nonetheless. There could have been a bit of pride and ego here. It could actually be something that was like learned behavior I'm getting, maybe from a father figure who might have like, you know, ruled a firm roost, you know what I mean? This could be like as it relates to like patterns and appearances and expectations and, you know, kind of like do what I say, not what I do energy. So I don't know, there might have been some really difficult patterns that, you know, both were faced with in this whole process. So let's see. I feel like you have definitely stepped out of your comfort zone. I feel like also things might be coming to a head here. Let's go another round. Queen of Cups, Seven of Cups. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, someone may have like chose options over you. Someone chose their sexual desires over a relationship. I feel like they chose like entertaining options when you're not an option. Okay, there's that. So that was what created the blockage here. So that's what ended and annulled the contract, is with this. Okay. All right. So that's like a blockage. That's like, you know, doing something. Okay. Someone might have been under some sort of spell or some sort of like manipulation of some kind, some sort of like trickery. I feel like someone still made the choice regardless, or someone didn't feel like they had a choice. I don't know. There's something about choices here and being held accountable for them. Regardless of the situation, you are still accountable for the choices that you make. Look at the Sun card. Yeah, I feel like there's something being like, there's clarity, there's exposure, there's, you know, light. Okay, I feel like something is being seen here. Yeah. I mean, the Sun, it just tells me like, this is like, you know, I feel like there's this realization like, holy shit, I can't believe like this. So I don't know. I feel like somebody's like being considered like there's this heavy presence of God here. Heavy presence of God. It's like I blessed you with love and you throw it away like it's trash. That's that. That's what I'm getting with this. Okay? Interesting. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like, you know, whatever is on the horizon or that's kind of like taking a while or whatever the situation is for you, just be patient. Be patient with what's going on. I feel like it's on its way. Everything is on its way. If it's not present in your present now, like it could be coming into your present reality now, especially with the Four of Cups in reverse. I feel like it'll be time to go soon, or somebody's thinking about heading your way. What is this? Temperance, Ace of Pentacles, the High Priestess. Huh. Interesting. Somebody wants to come and ask for your assistance in some way. Oh, so somebody wants to book a service or something. Like somebody wants to... There's something being offered here. What is this? Okay. Huh. All right, so this is talking about balance. Like things being like almost moderated, almost no energy exchange is what I'm getting as well. Like, interesting. And then the Ace of Pentacles here. Yeah, there could be something that like maybe somebody wants to share an idea with you is what I'm getting, or some sort of like proposal or creative. I feel like there's something like tangible though, so this could be like a contract, maybe an opportunity nonetheless, whatever that is for you. If that's like you're applying for a job and you're like, oh, you know, I should hear back this week. I feel like you could hear back this week, right? I feel like that's kind of this energy. I feel like patience is really important. I feel there's stuff still playing out here, especially as it is like with this energy, you know? So just kind of, yeah, see, there's stuff still playing out here. Okay, so High Priestess energy, I feel like whatever's, I feel like you might be doing some maybe some Akashic work even, with the Wheel of Fortune and the High Priestess. But I would say that maybe this is, you know, sharing some sort of expertise, some sort of knowledge, some sort of wisdom, some sort of like aligning with like plans, you know, maybe tapping into a new subject of some kind, practicing what you've learned. This could also be like integration, and kind of preparing for the new cycle ahead. I do think that there's been a lot, like I'm looking at the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like there's been a lot of like you might be called to like do a lot of reading, a lot of studying, that kind of thing. So I feel like this is like another level of that. I feel like there's some sort of like opening up to another level, and it's like another level of expertise. I feel like it has something to do with your abilities, your gifts, really being aligned with like being able to navigate this moon energy because of your abilities. Like there's so much power in that. I feel like people fear this about you. And I feel like because of your abilities, your skills, your strengths, your natural senses and instincts, we all have them. I feel like that's your golden ticket. That's where they want you to focus, is developing those things. So I feel like there's something like with what I'm saying. I feel like this is like a ding, ding, ding. I feel like there's something amazing coming in, right? I feel like energy goes where energy flows. All right, so remember that. And I feel like, again, like high concepts too. You know, stuff that's been hidden and buried, and it's like you might be hidden in plain sight on purpose to some, like for some of you, or you might feel that way. Interesting. Look at, I feel like you're protected, you're safe, you're taken care of. There's nothing you're going to need for. You are emotionally fulfilled and grateful. I feel like, you know, you could be going on an adventure that is going to bring you a lot of happiness and joy. And I feel like you deserve it. I feel like you've healed and closed out whatever contracts that you might have needed to heal, and you know, things that you needed to focus on from your own like childhood. There's this like strong connection to spirit, strong connection to God, and you have a strong relationship. This is you having a strong relationship with your faith, okay? Strong faith energy. And you're here to help create, okay? Strong creation energy, Page of Wands. It's like you have the blank canvas. What colors are you going to use? We'll use all the colors of the rainbow. So you could be somebody who like helps guide people in their lives, like through, right? Maybe their awakening process with the rainbow here. So you could be like an ascension guide for some of you, or this is something you're really in tune with nature. This could be like, you know, opening like a retreat or events, or I don't know. I feel like going within and getting guidance would help with this. Yeah, Ace of Cups for sure. I feel like you do things from a place of love, right? I feel like you could be here to create like a new reality for yourself as well as for your family and for future generational lines. So I feel like your destiny's pretty big here, and you know, that's interesting. All right, guys, that's the reading. I'm just gonna see if there's anything else they want me to share. 1 second. Okay. Yeah, look at 10 of Wands. I feel like somebody wanted to overburden and block a high priestess. Wow. Yeah, and what's going to happen? Yeah, I feel like they haven't been able to block her. All right? Or block him, high priestess and high priest in this case. We're doing, you know, gender neutral type stuff here. So, not neutral in the sense of like there isn't gender here, but I would say it's more law of gender. Okay? Let's see. I would say that they're really distraught because there was a lot of effort to burden and prevent somebody from moving on, but all their efforts have not panned out. And I feel like someone's having a new beginning and they're going to have a brand new life, and I feel like this is what they've been trying very hard to prevent. So that's what was going on, like, behind the scenes. Wow. So I feel like there was a lot that was having to, there was a lot of shadow work that came up with this. There was a lot of healing work that was necessary. So I feel like even though like it felt really crappy and shitty and you felt attacked and this and that, and you were, and I'm sure it wasn't fair, and none of this you deserved, but I would say that there was there was purpose with this. It's like taking a really shitty situation and making the best out of it. And I feel like this has taught you to be able to do this no matter what, okay? And I would say, you know, who knows what the future is going to be like, but I feel like you're being prepared to be ready in any situation. And you'll be grateful for the journey because you're going to have the tools you need to succeed. Okay? Success. It may not look so great right now, but I feel like your faith is needed, okay? This is like walk by faith, not by sight energy, okay? Continue to tune into divine guidance, all right? You are loved, supported, and cared for. And, yeah, not everybody deserves your cup of love, so, you know, don't be giving it out for free. Equal energy exchange, y'all, all right? Energy is a new currency, all right? And so is intentions. All right, I'll see you guys in the next reading. Bye now.